Hello everyone, it's Blaze, and welcome to a new interesting video. Spawn versus Death Rider, a death battle. I'm honestly kind of excited because I really love the Ghost Rider. It's honestly one of my favorite Marvel characters just because how cool he is. But I know very little about Spawn, but yet I love the design alone. So figured why not react to this old death battle that I randomly found. So without delay, let's just start this thing. I honestly predict Ghost Rider is going to win, but I don't know about Spawn. I kind of like the animation.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Hi guys.
It's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Johnny Blaze has always been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying stunts, following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer.
Crash.
Broken,
Wait,
and
what?
Without enough Wampa fruit to save him, Johnny turned to the only thing that could. Chemotherapy.
devil.
Oh!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
Only for Crash to actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of
Oh.
scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He bound Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath, Zarathos, the Spirit of Vengeance.
So
Ooh, that-
Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into Hellfire, an undead skeleton biker.
Such a
with
cool
sick
design,
hug,
no matter what.
The 5th scariest Nick Cage performance, the stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Sorry,
No.
Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named the character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you.
The Ghost
That's the
Rider
first
was
version, I
bad
guess.
News for Earth sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down skyscrapers.
I just want to read what it says. So, former stuntman. Oh wait, that's what they literally just said. I am an idiot.
Blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body, his
Oh,
whole
there's a
arsenal is
PS2 game or
hellfire.
something?
Ghost he can create anything
Wait,
against
what did
not
that
just
say?
his body.
Oh, I thought it was saying about what game it was from. Dang it! I really, honestly, wouldn't mind playing this game. I need to do some research for my gaming channel. Broken Blaze. Links are always in the eye and the description. Just to go subscribe to that.
His whole arsenal is hellfire. Ghost he can create anything he can think of, from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a
Oh, that's cool.
flaming missile barbed right out of his mouth.
That- what?
Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands, raining down from the sky, or released from his...
Crotch.
His boner, Wiz. Get it?
Boo!
And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own brother, Danny Ketch.
Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens.
I do remember
with just
this
a
ver-
look.
Danny.
The penance stare.
The penance stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others. Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul. It even works
Jeez.
on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember,
that's cool.
Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Ah, classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between dimensions, control the elements, penance stare an entire city.
This is
and
just so
fly
cool. I
all
love the
way
Ghost
to
Rider so much,
which is
and
a
learning more is
literal
cool.
Infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange.
Who's
Hell,
World War
Strange
Hulk?
said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole?
Ooh.
Big again. The Archangel
That's how
Zadkiel said
powerful
the
he is.
power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and even bring down heaven itself.
Right
Holy
before
shit.
An army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far back as the Great Flood, humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth. A sort of heavenly Black Ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither.
Fallen angel.
Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence,
fallen angel.
It's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider.
Good.
Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon. Fitting as
Ooh,
his
boy.
fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic.
Jeez, I didn't realize how powerful he
annihilation.
truly was.
No surprise when Johnny
I'm just
went down
amazed.
to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell.
Ah,
No shot.
nice.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off them,
Oh.
and it
Oh,
corrupted
no.
him.
That's
Once
not
again,
good.
Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable.
Was there a
engine of
Ghost Rider
justice
TV
that
show?
with just
I definitely
a
need to
glance
watch that.
could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
Cause they sure as hell won't find any in his.
Now for his opponent.
If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red, white, and blue, but mostly
Oh, boy.
red.
Until his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al
Why?
was fired.
The burning was only getting started.
Why?
Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the Eighth Circle of Hell.
By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's bud.
Al Simmons
Pretty much.
returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There,
What
you
the fuck?
saw her. Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the
What a
undead
ass.
warrior from hell itself.
Oh, that's crazy.
Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge, wizard, and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the
Holy
weather,
shit,
and
he's
even
powerful.
stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do
That
that.
is true.
But Malebolgia cursed him so that he could only make himself...
Oh my!
Oh, it's petty trolling like that gets you a throne in hell.
To be fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do
Never
all
piss
this
this man
crazy
off.
because he runs on necroplasm, basically hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
Jeez,
Wield
how?
it like an
400
energy
pounds?
blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like,
But
Jesus?
killing them?
Or he can do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on
Oh,
others over your
that's
whole
disturbing
life.
looking. Oh,
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got unlimited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
Ooh,
And
that's
as
cool.
befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's
Seriously?
literally made of original sin. Oh, and
Ha!
also the souls of a million
That's
sinners,
actually kinda
including
cool.
Every one of Hell's victims, also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7
Vampire,
Letha is
seriously?
constantly evolving.
Huh.
It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
so
It even helps
basically
Spawn
the
beat
similar
the
to Ghost Rider.
primordial dark
No wonder they have
Urza,
death battle.
Who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own... how do I put this? Stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She
Very
had
good.
This dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed.
What an
until
idiot.
he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time we've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest
No, there's
warrior,
probably even more.
Spawn has defeated a serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem
Jesus
counterintuitive
Christ.
if you work for a Hell Lord.
This is
but
from
it
the
actually just
show?
adds more souls to Balbogia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that had killed all of humanity.
Because the reason Malebolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he
Pretty
would do
much.
so no more.
So Spawn marched down to Hell and ripped Balbogia's head off.
Jeez.
With a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality. Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of Hell.
As King, Spawn is literally a part of Hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively
Wow.
omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Mammon and Satan.
Who's Mammon?
So strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between Heaven and Hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this God and Satan to begin with.
Why
The
is
mother of
God an
existence,
old lady?
Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the Tree of Life, Spawn became truly divine. capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn
You at least
broke
put
the
some
stalemate
clothes on?
by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. But he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can angstily brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten
Pretty
the
much.
alley he calls home, beware. Because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
These two are basically the same
This
characters, so
battle is
I'm
sponsored
excited.
by Dre-
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for one hell of a death battle!
I still say Ghost Rider's gonna win.
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me
What was with that timer? I hope I'm not going to get copyrighted from this, so I'm just going to turn the volume down maybe a
It's
little.
nothing personal.
Actually, no.
Vengeance calls.
If this gets copyrighted, Patreon exclusive, I guess.
sloppy. You fight like a bum.
You've earned your
This pixelated art style is so amazing. Ooh, Infinity? Oh, that semi's gonna be important. Oh, cool! The Hell Semi!
Be damned. Yes, you will.
You're not Scorpion! These two are just so cool. It's just amazing just to see this fight. Oh, he became an angel now.
Vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
Oh! Oh, that's disturbing.
Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul. I eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
I don't think he's going. I think Spawn's now going to win. I don't think Spawn's going to win. Oh, this is all from the comics. That's cool. Hi, Johnny.
Like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
When did he say that?
God damn!
Literally. This was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. let's break this down into 4 categories.
Yeah, please explain. I want to know.
Power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power, but remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in
That is
military
true. That is very
combat
true.
and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge
Yeah,
advantage
Spawn
in this
definitely had that one.
category.
Though
Or
with his
resistances.
invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the Penance Stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of
Oh,
all,
that's cool.
remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was
How did he
nothing
do that,
Ghost Rider
though?
could do to overpower that. And that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos could.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the Penance Stare to depower Johnny.
This
That's
sort
cool.
of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the Penance Stare itself.
And just think
Okay,
about that.
this makes sense why he
On Zarathos
Ghost Rider
would
lost.
mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The Damnation
Boo.
Stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple
Now I'm
Ghost
starting to feel like
Riders in the
Spawn's a little
past.
broken.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a
This
fight.
makes sense
At least
why-
Johnny went out in a
Man,
blaze of
I really
glory.
wanted
The
to see
winner
him.
is Spawn.
I really wanted
Next
to see.
time-
I really wanted to see Ghost Rider win, but because honestly, out of the two, I still prefer Ghost Rider by a lot because he's just more cooler and I don't know, just his backstory just feels more interesting compared to the dude who is betrayed but by his own comrades. I don't know, like I don't know, but to me, it just feels a little overused of a trope, but still, it's good. Honestly, thank you all for watching this. I had a fun time with this. Death Battle is still an amazing thing. I will let. Maybe I might react to a few more in the future, but for now, thank you all for watching this. We'll see whatever I post next. Bye, guys!